Good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the internet world. Welcome, welcome to another edition of Golden Independence. It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful day. It's a, it's a new year. It's 2025, and we are at the precipice of something that's gonna be unbelievable. The future is in the making. We are wrapped in the present, and this is why it's called the gift. I hope you cherish it, because you only get one. If this is your first time to this channel and you like the information, you could donate by giving a thumbs up or subscribing. And if you want to be notified, make sure you hit the bell button and hit all so you get all notifications. Because what I'm about to share is not even going to change your life. Not only, I should say, it's a better word, for context. It will only change your life for the better. But if you do it right, if you do what you gotta do, if you take accountability for your own actions and pass it on, then you are setting up generational wealth that cannot or will not be diminished. You would have set your entire line for prosperity and abundance, to be able to do good and fight, not just do good, but be able to fight evil on two, on both flanks, because that's how evil comes. That's how evil comes. Whenever you do good, evil comes. And sometimes you could fend off evil if it comes from one angle. But sometimes you have evil converge on you from two different angles. And it's hard to deflect both at the same time. However, if you have the right tools and the right armory, then one will be able to fend off evil on multiple faceted angles and be able to defend while also attacking and going on the offensive. You see, he who masters technology masters the future. And we are in the era of a new technology, ladies and gentlemen. And this technology is called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is about to be on its second wave of freeing more people than the people who are currently free. If you think that the people who have crypto, the crypto millionaires and billionaires, have influence, if you think that they do, if you think they have influence and sway now, because all of that is being revealed, all of that is being revealed. The crypto community is growing in number. Hence, the belief of Bitcoin is growing exponentially. More people are catching on to what Bitcoin is about. Ultimately, it's freedom. That's right. You see, for Michael Saylor, it's digital capital. But for the average everyday Joe, for the average person who is not a Michael Saylor, Bitcoin is digital freedom. And from digital freedom, you get digital inherited wealth. Because you have the knowledge, you have the foundation, you have the insight of what the technology is about. Whereas the average person is going to end up, which is the majority, right? Because there will always be a majority. In every age, there will always be a majority. Majority of the people are going to be working for Bitcoin. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. You won't always be able to buy Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. In the future, you're going to have to work for Bitcoin. You're gonna have to work for Satoshis. You're going to have to work for Satoshis. You won't be able to purchase Satoshis, ladies and gentlemen. What are Satoshis? I had someone ask me quite recently, what what are Satoshis? And I said Satoshis are fractions of a Bitcoin. Anything after 50, that after that decimal point. So after the decimal point, it's called Satoshis. And right now, one Satoshi is worth less than a penny. How about this? $1 gets you 1,000 Satoshis. $1 gets you 1,000 Satoshis right now. Right now, you can purchase Satoshis. But here's why I feel that the majority are going to be working for Satoshis in the near future. In the near future, I'm talking a blip in the eye. The masses, unfortunately, are going to have to trade their time and services and skill sets for Satoshis. Where we had the opportunity right now to position ourselves to acquire income producing asset, machines, machines that mines Satoshis by the thousands, if not millions, a day. Thousands, if not millions, I said. Why? Because there are countries buying Bitcoin right now as we speak. I'm going to say that again. Countries are buying Bitcoin as we speak. And when Trump announces in how many days now? Will it be 10 days? In a few days, in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, in 2 weeks, when Donald Trump announces the Bitcoin plan or starts, or maybe even perhaps, maybe even perhaps, when Donald Trump becomes president on that day, just him being president on that day, we may see the very start of Bitcoin in its ascension toward $1 million a coin. And when we reach $1 million a coin, and those who have already positioned themselves with BitHarvest, and you have one full booster, just one full booster. Yeah, we're dealing with full boosters today. That's right. We're dealing with one full booster. Yes. If you have one, then you know these are facts. It's a receipt. Our approximately $4 a day will get us $40 a day. $40 a day. Now, once you have this, now you can figure out, well, how much do I want to pay myself? Do I want to pay myself $40 a day? Or do I want to pay myself $400 a day? Because if I want to pay myself $400 a day, then I would need to acquire 10 more income producing assets called the BitBoosters. And now I've just produced more income. And now I'm making $400 a day with 10 boosters. Whew. You see what happens when you mix numbers with the vocabulary? I know. And then when you take it into the thought complex, mercy. When you take it into the thought and you converge it all together in terms of what are the possibilities, your own possibilities. When you go there with that math in your head, and then it takes you to your own place of where you see yourself in the next cycle of Bitcoin. See, when you start thinking Bitcoin, and when you know the principles, and then when you start to traverse in your mind, mercy. And in comparison, you start to look at those numbers. Why? Because the thought of the game theory of conscious purchasing, it was just a theory in beginning, but now we see that it's not a theory. It's practical. It's here. It's upon us. It's actually happening. You could Google it now. It's official. It's official. Major countries are already purchasing Bitcoin. And I want to shout out to one of my viewers had corrected me that it's not 450 a month. In a previous video, I thought I had said that it was 450 a month. I said I wasn't sure if it was 450 a month or 450 a day. And one of my viewers made the comment, said it was 450 a day, and I even triple checked it again with my research, and yes, I agree. 450 a day a mind, right? A day, just 450. Any, listen, the USA, even when the USA, even if the United States, right? Even if the United States itself on a federal level, right? Watch this. Even if Donald Trump doesn't do it, there are states already doing it. There are states within the United States because so Bitcoin is going to get adopted anyway because the individual states can do it themselves. The individual states could do it themselves. So when you look at countries, you got countries where it's levels to the authorities and of the states and even cities and even cities. So when you're looking at government, you're looking at governments on a multi-tiered level, and each of those levels have have that autonomy to have their own reserve because they could take action, they could take authority. So so if you have all those levels of government purchasing Bitcoin, they're purchasing way more than 450 a day on the OTC market. So this is what I mean by you're gonna have to go to the exchanges to purchase the Bitcoin. And we're gonna see the price of Bitcoin move up very quickly in 2025 in this year. I'm talking about January, February, and March is gonna be like an adrenaline rush for those who have Bitcoin. I'm telling you, Bitcoin or Satoshis, and we are dollar cost averaging in our sleep. That's the beauty of it. We're dollar cost averaging in our sleep. So we got to stack SATs and acquire income producing assets to build so we could pour it back into the system. And pouring back into the system helps the Bitcoin system. So BitHarvest is a part of the BitHarvest is a part of the Bitcoin ecosystem as a whole. As a whole, man, I was getting excited. I was getting excited right there, tongue tied. But it's all good. It's all good, and it's wonderful to know. It's a good feeling to know that nobody could shut this down. Nobody could shut down this wealth. Not not even see this is why they have to bow down to it. It's the ultimate security. It's the ultimate security. That's why the governments of all levels are going after it. So this is why you need to go after it as well. You need to learn about secure wallets, how what platforms to go through, what platforms to go through. This is why BitHarvest is a is an awesome opportunity because it also gives you that ability uh, to be very flexible in the different types of wallets that are available. Because sometimes you know a new product comes out and it's good for a while. You see what I'm saying? But then something happens and hey, you may have to move them, right? Because we're still dealing with companies, we're still dealing with people at the end of the day. But BitHarvest gives you that flexibility in, into you could learn to see what will be the future wallets or the best types of wallets to utilize for tomorrow, so that you'll be diverse, so you have diversification with with the wallets of your wealth. Yes, yes. Every billionaire has multiple different wallets of wealth. Wallets of wealth. That's right. Every billionaire, for example, every billionaire has a bunker. They have a bunker. That's right. That's considered an asset. That's a that's a wallet in the event that anything else goes wrong. Right? Or they may have their own island somewhere. Somewhere where they could be self-sustained, self-sustainable. Well, this is what Bitcoin is going to offer the future. And if you are able to educate yourself in this space, if you're able to educate yourself in the space of Bitcoin and learn about Bitcoin, take the 100-hour challenge. Take the 100-hour challenge to learn about Bitcoin. Listen, if you took 100 hours to learn about Bitcoin and you don't get not even one Satoshi level of excitement, of excitement, well, all you would have lost would be a smile, but you would have gained a wealth of information. A wealth of information that could only enhance yourself. Because if you think about Bitcoin for 100 hours, in 100 hours, you're going to understand it. And once you understand it, you see how it makes sense. And then you get to a point where you want to live in a Bitcoin way. You adopt. You adopt a Bitcoin strategy in in not just the metaphysical realm, but you adopt the Bitcoin strategy on the physical plane. You operate you operate just like Bitcoin, where your lifestyle becomes valuable. Your lifestyle becomes a valuable commodity itself. Whereas the Satoshis, that just provides the whipped cream and the cherries and the peaches. There's nothing wrong with a little apple crumble every now and then. But when you're talking about, living that wealthy life, you could only be talking about living that healthy life. Because we're going to keep it healthy. Bitcoin is healthy. Bitcoin is healthy. It's a healthy way to live. You name me one institution where you could send money on a Sunday internationally and the person will have it on the same day. You name me one institution that could do that within 24 hours. You could do that with Bitcoin. You could do that with Bitcoin. Money can be moved peer to peer with Bitcoin on any level, peer to peer. Yeah, I could move $100, or I could move $100,000, or I could move $100 million. And guess what? Not only has are those the prices that Bitcoin has been, but that's where Bitcoin is going, and sooner than a lot of people think. And I heard somebody, you know, I heard you laugh in the background when I said $100 million. You probably even chimed out, but it doesn't matter because if you chimed out, this is not for you. This is a documentary. This is my record of being present during the greatest time of this generation, of my generation. I'm in the greatest time of my generation. It's the switch, it's the wealth transfer. And the wealth transfer is the information about the next financial curve and boom. And those who know how to gain access before the boom wins. Well, we are at the precipice of the about to be the boom, not the boom, the about to be the boom. Because you don't want to be at the precipice of the boom. You want to be, you want to get, you want to get there where there's about to be the boom. The boom is about to be. It's like knowing, hey, having a date. Hey, 12 o'clock, January 13th. Let's go. It's time. Time to start. Well, how about you're getting in position now because you want to be ready. I'm You don't want to wait until the 13th. That's what this moment is. That's what this moment is. Because like I said, we're going to see the ascension of the greatest asset in this generation take off. And we are positioned in the most secure, most private, the ninth world wonder. We're here. We are a witness. And this is my testimony. If you're interested in learning more what the journey is about, then you could click in the description box below. It still doesn't cost you nothing but time. Now that may be a little heavy for some. But heavy is the head that wears the crown. So all I have left is time. And Bitcoin is digital time. Because if you haven't noticed, look how much wealth has flowed into this asset over the period of time from its inception. It was not that long ago. So if it went from $100 to $100,000, why would it not go from $100,000 to $100 million in even a shorter span? It's not going to take it's not going to take longer for the next 1000x. It's not. It's not. So if you look at it from when it went to $100, 2012, right? From 2012 to 2024, that's 20 years. That's 20 years. It's not going to take, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to take long, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to take 20 years for Bitcoin to have another 1000x, i.e., 100 million, i.e., 100 million. It's not going to take 20 years. I would say at the very least 10, and that's at the very no, I'll say at the very most 10 years, at the very most, halfway. But to the point, it's not going to take the same amount of time because it's going there and even higher than that. It's going there and even higher than that. If you know the principles and if you already know from way back what was going on. Like, this is it. This is it. And this is how we get there. Opportunities. Being involved in opportunities like BitHarvest and similar, right? Because many of us, based on our jurisdictions, will have certain opportunities just because we have a BitHarvest account. Because the value of our Satoshis will be so valuable. The value of the Satoshi would have gone up to the point where we could start, we will be able to start businesses via our Satoshis with our Bitcoin. We'll be having Bitcoin businesses. So we will be the new real estate, right? We will be the new real estate uh, landlords, if you will. Why? Because 10 million would be nothing for us, right? Like for us who have the 0.001 Satoshis, 10 million would be nothing. That's small change. That's small change when that time comes. But this is what I'm saying. The Bitcoin built its wealth over time. But this time around, it's going to be much shorter for those who are positioned in opportunities like BitHarvest because we're going to be mining daily. We're gonna be mining, like I said, millions a day. Millions. We'll be mining millions worth of Satoshis a day. Right? That means that means one day it's going to be $4,000 a day. One booster, 4,000 a day, every day, every day. I can't wait to have once I have the BitHarvest card in my hand. No, and I get that sent to me. I may have to fly up for that. I don't think I want that come through the mail anyway. You know, I'll have to liquidate substitutions just to fly to main headquarters and tell them, load me up. Yeah, load me up later. Yeah, you want to talk freedom? If we want to talk freedom, these are the types of opportunities that we need to tell our sons about, our sons. And those who have sons know what I'm talking about. Be real. We have to be ready. We have to be ready because they didn't ask to be here. That's right. But he's going to know. He's going to know that daddy always had his back. And this is the testimony. This is the proof. Because once you learn about Bitcoin, and I'm talking about now, I'm talking about right here, right now. And I mean, it doesn't matter what age. If you're able to talk, if you're in any type of school, you can learn about Bitcoin. It, that's how many. That's the benefit. That's the benefit. The information is out there at every level, at every age, at every phase. From kindergarten, you could teach Bitcoin to kindergartners. They have it out there. The process has already started. Once they learn now, they'll be that much further ahead to carry on the legacy from what my generation has started. And I must say, just in having the knowledge of Bitcoin makes dealing with the throes of life much with a bit more comfort. Yes, when life throws you that curveball, this knowledge helps to lean in with it. It helps. Because our greatest asset, is time. Our greatest asset is time. And we have to remember it's about what we do with our time that determines how and what. What are we doing with our time? How are we doing it? Hmm? Are we being grateful? Or are we living in gripe? I know I'm thankful for what God has blessed me with. It's not all been perfect, but show me the perfect man, and I will surely follow him. I said, show me the perfect man, and I will surely follow them, him. Show me any man who is perfect, any, and I'll follow him. Right. And that's why I'm thankful. And that's why I'm perfectly created with my imperfections. I know it's a little heavy, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yeah. Sometimes, in life, when you think everything's peachy and rosy, and you're not being nosy, then one day out the blue, you get sucked with the 1-2. Blindsided your sight. You stood firm, put up that fight. You blocked, you dodged, you hoped, you weaved. Probably still a few, but you still beat that thief. All I'm saying, who feels it knows it. You'll have the day that you deserve. And you'll get the Satoshis. After it's Bitcoin, you learn. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, tuning in. Stay tuned, more to come. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this beautiful day and this time freedom. Earn, learn, keep stacking sats. Bless. Peace.